Chokma was 40 days before Rosh Hashanah. So, in other words, some say that the Chokma already wish people to see what's in the Taiva. Some go a step further that even Chamish also bought. They say, I didn't figure it out right now, but they say that Chamish also bought was the same gematria as Chesiva of Tima Taiva. So, also, there's a, so we went over here in סימן Kuf Ches. So on different pages in the Shulchan Aruch, but look for Kuf Ches. דיני Chodesh Elul. Mitzvah next week already is Rosh Chodesh. Another Shulchan Aruch.
Ist zufrieden, der Mann wieder gehabt. Ist zufrieden, der Mann wieder gehabt.
Another Shulchan Aruch. Rosh Chodesh Elul ad Yom Kippurim. From Rosh Chodesh Elul to Yom Kippur, Heimo Yomei Ratzon. Because why is it called Yomei Ratzon? Because before that was a period of 40 days that the Eibishter was upset. And then later, this the third 40 days that Moshe went up to the Har, and at the end the Eibishter said Salach Tikidvarecha. V'af ki v'chol hashana HaKadosh Baruch Hu mekabel tshuva min hashavah, from those of the tshuva, Elo b'leiv sholem. Of Mikom Bakum Yomim Elu, these days of Chodesh Elul, Mufcharim Yosa Umzumonim Utshuva. They are more select for the purpose of tshuva. V'yosam Yemei Rachmim V'yemei Rotzon. Ki b'Rosh Chodesh Elul, he says that what I just said before. Ki b'Rosh Chodesh Elul also Olam Moshe al Har Sinai L'Kabel Gluch Shniyas. V'nishtar Sham, and he remained over there, Aboim Yeh. V'yara, then he came down, Basar B'Tishrei. Shahaya Oz Gemara Kapara, that was the end of the Kapara. Umin Oz, and since then, Higdishu Yomim Elul Yemei Ratzon. These days were set aside as Yemei Ratzon. V'yayim Asiri B'Tishrei, V'yayim Kippurim. The days, all the days were Yemei Ratzon, and Yom Kippur, 10 days in Tishrei was declared Yom Kippur. Uminig b'Reva Mekaymis L'Sanis Be'erev Rosh Chodesh Elul. I don't know if that's our minute, but many people fast every Rosh Chodesh, every Erev Rosh Chodesh. They call it Yom Kippur Cotton. L'Lasser Seder Yom Kippur Cotton. There's a whole Seder of Yom Kippur Cotton. I always mention that in Borough Park there's a shul Shem Shabbos, and the Shem Shabbos they have special minyanim upstairs, upstairs by the Bible shul, where they do Seder Yom Kippur. Today, Shayachinu Libam L'Tshuva, V'im Chal Rosh Chodesh B'Shabbos, which is not this year, so Magdimim V'yayim Chamishi Shalofanav. Hariza Kosov, the Hariza writes, on the pasuk V'Shelo Etzodo, well, Kim Ina Uyoda. V'Shelo Etzodo means he didn't plan it, but the Eibishter, like, put it under his hand, so to say. V'Samti L'Cho. So these words are the Shetayves Elul. Igno Uyoda V'Samti L'Cho. Laima, to say that ki Chodesh Zeh Hu Eis Ratzon L'Kabel Tshuva Al HaChatoim She'osu M'Kol Sham. V'gam Ramez, it's also a Ramez. In other words, why is this pasuk picked? Because this pasuk is speaking by somebody that killed a person b'shogeg, not b'mezid. So this person is picked in order to show that Shagam Arash Gogo is Tzarech Lasit Tshuva. B'chodesh Hazeh. Oid Amru Darshay L'Shumas, Umol Hashem Okecha Es Obavcha be'es levav zarecha. So you take the words es levavcha be'es levav. So this is also Rosh Tevis Elul. And b'chein, another remez is Aniga Daidi v'Daidi Li. Is again a remez for Elul. It's interesting. If you take Aniga Daidi v'Daidi Li, so you take the Sefer Tevis as 4 Yudin. 4 Yudin add up to 40. So that fits with the idea that not only from Shchaydish Elul, but 40 days before. Or 40 days could be from Shchaydish Elul to Yom Kippur. It goes 2 ways. But if you want to include that from Chof Av as a Shaka, so you take the 4 Yudin and go before Rosh Hashanah, so you have already 40 days. So these things is Remez L'Shleish Dvarim. These psukim, you know that there may be many other psukim, but the idea of these 3 psukim, the message of these 3 psukim is Shem Tshuva Tfilah Tzedakah. We skipped one. V'chein ish v're'eyu u'matanas avyanim. So ish v're'eyu u'matanas avyanim is tzedakah. Shetzrichen with his daughters Bahem b'chaydesh zeh. You have to be extra special and involved in this month. And he explains, Umol Hashem is a remez l'tshuva. Because Umol means he cuts off. So, like it says in Tanya, he talks about that there's milah and there's priya, that is removing layers from the heart. And Aniga Daidi is remez l'tfilah. Shehu rinas daidim. That's the language of the friends. And Ishra Re'em Matan Zavyanim is remez l'tzedakah. And there are some Siddim that they say that Elul's Rosh Tevis, Abba L'chaim, Vida L'chaim, that they used to verbring a lot during the month of Elul. Noigin with Kaya v'Shaifa b'Chaydesh Av. There's a minute to blow Shaifa during the month of Elul. U'maschilam b'yam Sheni Deresh Chaydesh. So, and the Lubavitch Menhagim says that the first day you also blow, but you blow Yislamid, to get used to it, to train. And from the second day on, they do it every day after davening. And b'taykim v'chol yom, every day, except Shabbos of course, v'achat tfilas shachos, kiyah shvarim trua tekiyah. There's some that have a minute that they just blow with the kiyah. But our minute is the way it says over here, that you blow tashrat, shvat, even more than that. Chutz me'erev Rosh Hashanah, shemafsikim boy, then you don't do it. Kedei lahafsik with kiyas v'shuas with kiyas mitzvah. In other words, this is not the chiyuv of shayfa. The chiyuv of shayfa is Rosh Hashanah. Yom Teruah Yir Lachem. So in order to make a distinction between the first day, the days before, and the Rosh Hashanah, so they make a hefsek. The tam, the kiyas b'chaydesh zeh. What's the reason for the kiyas? V'ayir es ha'am u'tshuva, to awaken the people to do tshuva. Ki chein hu hateva shel shayfa. V'ayir hu hachrid. When you hear a siren, you get worried. What's the siren? You go out to see, who's sick or where's the fire. And so the shayfa is like a siren. K'moy she'omar kosev, im bitoka shayfa ba'ir v'omro yechrodu. Is it possible that a shayfa will be sounded and the people wouldn't get frightened? People get frightened. So the same thing also, this is when they do it for other reasons. And if you do it in the Chodesh Elul, it reminds people that it's a time that you have to do tshuva. Oid noigim in kinesilu miyom sheni dresh Chodesh Elul ad shmini atzeres v'loi ad b'chal. That means when he says ad shmini atzeres, he means till Hoshana Rabbah b'mincha. Hoshana Rabbah b'mincha, he said v'loi ad b'chal, that means it doesn't include shmini atzeres. Aymen b'bayka b'erev es a tefillah es a mizvah v'david Hashem oidi v'yeshi. Now, over here he says, Ba'bayku ba'erev. So in the Veltaka, they say it by Shachris and by Maitiv, if the Maitiv. But the Milig and Lubavitch is that we say it by Shachris and we say it by Mincha. V'hu pi ha-Medrash, this according to the Medrash, Hashem oiri b'Rosh Hashanah, v'yishi b'yom Kippurim, and v'chiyisfuneini b'sukkah, remez u'sukkos. Oid noigim loimet tehillim b'tziba, v'chol mokum fi min hogay, and what else the minig is that we add 3 kapitlos to every day, and in order to finish the Tillim, so on Yom Kippur, we add 36 kapitlos, 4 times 9, and you have 150. I once told a story, but it's a good story, I'll repeat it. Many years ago, I was in England. It was, in England, there's a young man, his name Diane Raskin. But Diane Raskin, it was an Edom by Nachman Sudak, my brother-in-law. So I went to the wedding. When I came to the wedding, so over there, they have interesting things over there. One thing is that by a wedding, in the middle of the Suda, they have a hefsek, and someone gets up to give a drasha. Over here, if you try to do it, they'll throw towels at you. You know, but that's in England. England is very, very attached, as they say. And Shabbos and Shul, they asked me also to give a drasha. So it was around this time of the year, was something around the Shavuot. So I spoke on the pasuk. We say in after davening with Abba Shem Oidi, and there's a pasuk there. Achas shalti meis Hashem, oisei avakish. What's the taich? Achas shalti. I'm only asking one thing about Abishim, right? And I want it, right? Oisei avakish. I really mean what I want. But if you look in the pasuk, it says Achas shalti oisei avakish. Shifty b'meis Hashem, l'achsav l'vaka b'chol. It's a whole list, a whole shopping list. So what is it? Wie stimmt es with Achas shalti meis Hashem oisei avakish? So I said that there's many people that want certain things, or they pray for certain things, but they don't necessarily really want it mitanemus. I said, like, I told a story. There was a story that there was once a yid, what they call a gutta yid, that he was sleeping over in a krechma. Kreshma means a holiday inn, you know, but it's not a holiday inn, you know. And in the middle of the night, he got up to Prabha Tikkun Chatzos. How did Prabha Tikkun Chatzos? Well, I never did it, but I read, you know, you sit on the ground and you light some candles from both sides of you, and there's tefillahs. I mean, it's in the Lubavitch Siddur also. They have it, the Tikkun Chatzos. And, you know, he was crying bitterly, you know. So the owner of the krechma, or the manager of the krechma, you know, heard someone crying. So right away he was thinking maybe one of his guests isn't feeling well. So he had a key, like we call a master key, to open up every room. So he opened up the room where this yid was sitting over there, and he sees him sitting on the ground and with candles and crying, and he goes over to him and says, you know, sir, you know, what's wrong? Could I get a doctor for you? Tell me what's ailing you, you know. She says, no, everything is okay. She says, so what are you crying about? So he starts telling him a Maisa that the Yidden had a Beis HaMikdash, and the Beis HaMikdash became Chorev, and we're praying that the Eibishter, he should send us Mashiach, and he'll rebuild the Beis HaMikdash. Yeah, this Yid never heard this language. He was also a Yid, he never heard this language, but said, but tell me, you feel okay? Yeah, feel okay, okay. So he let him sit over there, and he went back to his room, and he went to sleep. In the morning, the Yid had an old mother. And the old mother, she gewusst about Yiddishkeit more than her son. So he tells his mother what happened at night. This Maisa with the Yid that is sitting over there and crying, and he told the story that we had a Beis HaMikdash and became Chorev, and a Maisa with a Mashiach that has to come, and the old mother knew what this means. She should echt verkrochen von Yiddishkeit, but she knew what. She said, Zunele, do me a favor. Go to the Yid and ask him that he should hold off with Mashiach for 3 weeks. So the son asks the mother, why 3 weeks? So she says, because in the basement of the Kretschmer, we have a barrel of chazafats. And it'll take us 3 weeks to use up the chazafats. So I don't want to waste it. So let Mashiach come 3 weeks later, and we'll have our chazafats. So I said, there's a lot of people that they keep screaming, we want Mashiach, and this, but they have their little peckle of chazafats also that they don't want to give up so quick. You know? So I said, when David HaMelech said, what he meant was that what I am asking is one with Oisei Avakish. In other words, not that I'm asking and it's not really what I want, but it's one with what I'm asking. This is the Zeichen of my drasha. By the drasha, ich gewend dort in der Mendelfutter, was he lived in England. So was it. So by Mincha, he sees me in shul, and he says to me, ich bin ein teure Wort. Welche Sichos ist genommen? So I said, remember, it wasn't from a Sichel. He said, Sichel, you have the ganze Shabbos with them Wort. Okay, so we'll go back now over here.
So da mein wir gute Teile. So da mein wir gute Teile, der Medrash, der ist gesagt zu dich tu as wie du sagst. Ach, so also du sagst das Sachen, sagt zu mir bist nicht, du a kurze Meinung. Mukhalamati. Ganz und der Masber.
Right. But I'm touching that it's one.
I mean what
Alti and Avakish is one.
I mean what I asked.
I mean what I'm asking, right? Okay, let's go right over here. Anshe Meister Neugen, Rivdik B'chodesh Hazeh Tefillin, U'mezuzah Shalahem, V'chol Yimsa Shom Bedek, B'sham Mitzvah, Yisakma. In other words, anything else that has to be fixed or what, so this is the time to fix it. Like I see a lot of people davening with a talus, and the talus is very dirty, the talus is ripped. So it's also a thing, just like tefillin and mezuzahs, talus also has to be nice and clean. Now he talks about what we call shivad paranusa. In other words, we went through now a period was known as the 3 weeks. In the 3 weeks, there's a special haftarah for every Shabbos, and the haftarah is called Gimel de Puranisa. There's 3 haftarahs with unpleasant things that happened or that could happen. And after Tisha B'Av, we have Shabbos Nachmu, but there's 7 weeks till Rosh Hashanah, and these 7 weeks is called Shiva the Nechemta. It's the 7 of Titus where the Navi is consoling the Jewish people. So he says that the Shabbos Shalach Tisha B'Av U'Halan, from then on and further, Maftirin the Shabbos Shabbos Shiva the Nechemta. 7 special of Titus of Nechemta the Kal Yisrael. V'im Chal Yom Rishain Rosh Chodesh Elul b'Shabbos. If the first day of Rosh Chodesh comes on a Shabbos, so then the Shiva is, on Rosh Chodesh we have also special Haftarah. Hashemayim Kissi. So, which one do you do? Do you do the Haftarah of the Shiva and Nechemta, or do you do the one of Hashemayim Kissi? So he says, so B'doichen Ani Asayra is the Haftarah, Maftirin Hashemayim Kissi. B'nei sheyesh bo gam kein min chomesh Yerushalayim. U'v'Shabbos Parshas Kiseitzei she'oz maftirin roni akara, so mashlimim oleha Ani Asayra. So you say two Haftarahs from the Shiva and the Nechemta. Shehi smucha, that in the Navi it's close one perek with the other. He says Im Tov b'Shabbos Rosh Chodesh Elul v'Amar Ani Asayra. So Im Niska Kaidem Shebeirach Akreho. If you remind them, so before you start the brachas that you say after the Haftarah, so Yom Megam Hashemayim Kissi, V'Yivarach Achreha. It's just nothing wrong if you said Ani Asayra and say Hashemayim Kissi and say the brachas. V'im V'Niska Ad La'acher HaBrachas is Yom Hashemayim Kissi B'Loi Brachas. V'im Chal Rosh Chodesh Elul B'Rishon V'Shabbos. Now, if it comes out as Rishon Shabbos, so then there's the Haftarah of Mocha Chodesh. So he says, Doichen Haftarahs of Mocha Chodesh, she'ein bo min Chomesh Yerushalayim. And that Haftarah is only a story of David and Yonasan, with Shaul, Maftirin Ani Asayra. And we say the Haftarah of Ani Asayra. What's the say to the Haftarah? First is Nachmu Ami. What's next? Huh? The time is seen as Avani Hashem. The time is seen as Avani Hashem, right? Huh? Ani Yisrael V'Ein Nechama. The time is seen as Avani Hashem. Now, because in the first Haftarah it says Nachmu Amu, like you're saying to someone in the third person. Nachmu Amu, wird getraced. So the next week goes, Ani Yisrael V'Ein Nechama. It didn't help what he was telling us. The time is seen as Avani Hashem, where we want to have from you. So what's the next Torah? Huh? America, so the Abishah says that, okay, you know what? I will do it. Okay. Miyayim Rishain Shekaidim Rosh Hashanah Ve'elach Mashkimen L'Slichas. This is this Fadim have a minute that they do a whole month. They get up a whole month of Slichas during Elul. But our minute, Ashkenazim, the minute is that starting from Sunday before Rosh Hashanah. Ve'im Chal Rosh Hashanah B'Yom Sheni or B'Yom Shlishi. He doesn't say what happens if it comes out on Sunday. He says what happens if it comes out on Sunday, Monday or Tuesday. Why doesn't he say what happens if it comes out on Sunday? Because the call is that Loi Adu Rosh, that the Rosh Hashanah cannot come out the first day on Sunday or Wednesday, Dalit, or on Friday. So that's why he starts with Sunday or Monday.
Do Rosh, what is it?
Loi Adu, Aleph, Dalit, Vav. So Aleph is Sunday, Dalit is Wednesday, and Vav is Friday. The Vel zog that in Yiddish, in English, everything is you, but in Yiddish there's do and there's yir. To your friend you say do, to a choshev person you say ir, right? So the Vel zog Loi Adu Roish, eine was man sagt do can werden a fitter, because he's your friend, You need someone that you have more respect for. So let's start again. Miyayim rishon she'kaidem Rosh Hashanah ve'elul mashkimim l'slichos. V'im chodesh Rosh Hashanah, b'yom sheni or b'yom shlishi, maschilim b'yom rishon b'shavua ha'kaidem. You go back to the previous Shabbos. In other words, that it's possible that you can say slichos for 8 days that way. Like this year, Rosh Hashanah comes out on a Shabbos, the first day of Shabbos. So you start the Mitzvah Shabbos from the night before, and you have the 6 days in between. But if it would be on a Monday or Tuesday, then it could be 7, 8 days. When you get up, now, people used to get up to slichos early in the morning, in the middle of the night. And so when you get up, slichon litel yedayim, but also babish is very convenient. Slichos is a half hour before davening. So if people daven, let's say 8 o'clock, so slichos is people daven 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so slichos is 1:30 in the afternoon. There's different minhagim people have. Even though it's in the middle of the night, you make a bracha. Ubirchas HaTorah. V'achar slichas yitli yedayim shenis b'lei bracha, because achar slichas is already after Lois HaShachar. You got up first, was before Lois HaShachar. So if you get up before Lois HaShachar, you have to wash negavasa. And there's a shayla, did the Ruach Ra have to do with the whole night or with the getting up? So that's why I say you have to wash again after slichas.
After you go to sleep,
No. People used to get up to slichas like, let's say, 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning is before the Lois HaShachar. When they finished slichas, it was already after 4 in the morning, and in between was the Lois HaShachar. The Lois HaShachar these days is about sometime after 4 in the morning. So b'mela, so you have to wash negavasa before, and you have to wash negavasa without a bracha after. Okay, now, what's the cheshbon of 4 days? Over here, he doesn't say what the cheshbon. What's after 4 days? I mean, you can say keneged shem avaya. I mean, you can say a lot of things about it. But now the Rebbe Shulchan Aruch, he says that the reason of 4 days is because in the Beis HaMikdash, when they used an animal for a korban, they had a special place where they had to check the animal. And the checking of an animal took 4 days. Bikur, for shouldn't have a mum, was for a 4-day period. So maybe that's the union of 4 days of slichas. Okay.